Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. If you're new to my channel and you landed on my channel for whatever reason it may be it support, advice, encouragement, motivation, and the like, I'm here to address those everyday topics that we go through in our everyday lives as tips and advice, as well as a motivator, educator, or what have you to come into my channel. Welcome you all with open arms. I'm AspieAnswersAll, hence the name of basically my name on my channel, as well as basically my actual shortened name, if you want it, is Aspie, which many people I know may not like that terminology or what have you, but that's how I roll at this point of time, as I'm going to address to you all. Welcome back to the old beast. However, that has been basically on my channel. Hopefully some of this has been of support or kind of an educational tool or what have you. Basically, I'm just hoping, even though for the newbies, that, you know, we can connect one way or another, as well as the old bees, bringing you all in, hopefully, in my community channel, so that hopefully we can get to know one another without having the feelings of being judged, criticized, or the like. I want this channel, hopefully, as I said so many times before, to be a safe place, so that you guys can actually join in on my journey with suspicious syndrome, depression, OCD, and every other topic that I might address to you, all based on my life experiences versus my training that I've been through, as I said, youth line and the like. So enough further ado, basically, guys, I'm actually trying to put some videos onto my Beauty from Ashes channel for a reason, because obviously some of the topics that I feel close to my heart to share with you, based on my life experiences and whatnot, hopefully will be of value to you or someone that you know that you want to share or reach out to, so that hopefully they don't feel alone and everything else, be it whatever situation that they're facing, because one way or another, every day we do need the support sort of thing, regardless what it may be, and it's obviously up to us to make that move to actually get the help we need, regardless what it may be. So in all further ado, guys, this one's basically going to be maybe expectations in a relationship, this is called, and I'll begin it now. As we know, there are so many times, or too many times in our lives today, that in everyday relationships, especially be it a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship versus, you know, just having a guy-to-guy relationship or whatever form of relationship status quo, we know in our younger generation, basically, there are a lot of reasons why there are so many problems in that relationship that we encounter. And which to me at the moment that sticks out like a sore thumb for our younger generation is that we get so sick and tired of basically, you know, one person, and we just want to jump into the bed to next, as if we're competing to see who's going to get the most guys or girls in bed or whatever the case may be, which we know in reality is a sad fact that, you know, we shouldn't have to jump into bed and basically just stay committed to the one that we were with in the first place. I believe also when it sticks out as a sore thumb, also for another reason why relationships breaks down and whatnot, is based on like having high expectations, like along the line with this is just no communication or proper commitment, and as I mean commitment, 100% commitment in that relationship, as I've just shared the reason behind it, between these two partners, be it whoever it may be, the boy and the girl, what have you. As we know, you can't expect someone in whom you're with at the time to always know what is on your mind. They're not a mind reader. We need to reach out and communicate to them. I believe communication, as well as every other fundamental aspect of a relationship, is really crucial and important to us today. I feel also basically that you can't expect someone on whom you're with basically to always know from time to time what you're thinking, what you want to say to them, as they're not mind readers, basically, or know what you haven't been explained as of yet. So therefore there will be a cause of conflict and assumptions that ruins that everyday communication breakdown in that relationship. Assumptions, as I have said so many, or been thinking it in my own head when I've been learning this, as a mother of all fuck ups, excuse my terminology, but that's how I look at it. Hopefully, if my parents are to watch this, I humbly apologize in advance, but this is how I feel. Hopefully they won't slap me on the knuckles for this, but it's just the sad fact and reality of it all. I feel always you can't expect someone to always, like, maybe expect or accept the honesty that you really are craving for if it hasn't even been shown from that particular party. You know, many of us may be the one that is the giver, and the other half maybe is the taker. You know, it's not a freeway balance. Obviously, it's all about balancing out the act in a relationship, be it the give and take. However, I believe also you don't expect someone to deliver what hasn't been shown, as I said, or deliver to what has even been clearly communicated or not clearly communicated. Yes, we do need to set up some limits and boundaries, however, and within a relationship. Why expect about reading between the lines when you couldn't clearly communicate to how and what you feel at that given moment of time? Again, it's all about clear communication. Hey. Why do you want to expect from them to hear that's already there in the first place, that there is a problem, that's when you can't clearly actually communicate or talk about the problem to them? Obviously, it's all about problem solving, again, commitment and all the like. Don't forever set yourself up for resentments because of the unfair expectations that you have silently put in your mindsets or even in the relationship that you're with. Now is the time maybe to sit down and think about this for a moment as to what I'm showing or sharing with you all right now. It's for real of what I'm sharing in reality of what's happening today, however, as this is the hard, cold truth. This may sound crazy to you, but it's like you're just saying that you're hungry and expecting just to say that you want a pizza that hasn't been delivered to your door as of yet at your house, of what you haven't even ordered as yet, and then you get mad that the pizza didn't even show up. Sounds crazy to you? Maybe it does. Does it sound absurd to you? Doesn't sound just like I'm just talking nonsense. This is basically your forte of how you feel about it, but this is done straight, done right. Truth, basically, it can be crazy and absurd all in one. Of what I'm sharing is this clear example. Sometimes it may not make any sense, does it? That's exactly how an expectation with no communication exactly is like within between two parties. You can't expect the unspoken needs to be met regardless of how loud you're secretly screaming in the inside of yourself. If you're like anything like me, you'll give the other person credit for trying to read you. If I was placed in a different way, I'll be sure to make sure to have no room to be misunderstood. I want you to know how I and what I feel at that time so that you can see and know what I'm really communicating with you, no matter what, so that you don't have to second guess or play mind games at all with me. Obviously, like I said in one of my videos over in the actual piece, I'm all about loyalty. I'm all about, you know, bringing out the truth, being transparent and real in the relationship, even if I do feel deep. Many, I don't know, I feel right now today, many guys do freak out when I do feel that way, and they think it's all in my head, I'm just going to do crazy, I'm insecure, and all these label mentalities, but that's fine by me because everyone's different. It's just about accepting each other's differences and creating a balance between our needs and wants and desires and cravings or whatever else it may be. You won't, however, even have to figure out, as I'll tell you how and what I feel in that given moment of time. And in that token of retrospect, however, I would like that given back to me, as this goes for the opposite who I may be dating at that time, as I say. Once and for all, that's been communicated, it then will be understood, however, and hopefully with my needs and wants be met. To me, and what this isn't an unclear expectation, it's actually a standard line here. And if the standards can be met and that to both of the parties agreed upon as an agreement, then everything else will be and become different. Maybe they can't live to that standard of, or as we say, that high expectation that we hoped that was set between us both. But when you don't even communicate, sometimes, as I said, you'll come up with excuses or even assumptions again that's so far from the truth and accuracy. And with all this assumptions, especially with all that, will cause some unnecessary disappointments along the way because of that unexpected expectations or unclear expectations. I'll leave you with this food for thought for you guys to think before I sign off, basically, on your own. Where there's no communication, there'll always be room for misunderstandings, period. Even the smallest of problems becomes a significant problem if you're not willing to clearly address it or communicate along the lines to that other person, if it was a person involved that you had a problem with, or just a problem in general that maybe you guys both can solve, or even on yourself, but maybe wanted a second valued opinion. Also, another one is basically within this problem to clearly address what have you, trying to fix it, or even just another one, if you can't fix it, maybe to compromise with that party. Keep moving forward and not let anything or anyone hold you back. You live it, you be it, you breathe it. Never let anyone take away your smile, peace, joy, happiness, and hope. If there's a genuine interest in communication and addressing the problem, if there wasn't the one with the other person in the relationship, then anything is possible for you both to deal and cope with when other hardships encounters. If you're willing to make it work and more, then obviously, as I said, this will be a foundation for new beginnings and new chapters of certain things that will go with the good, bad, and ugly. Well, that ends basically the video on high expectations in a relationship, hopefully as a title, as my food for thought, what I've been writing down in my journal right now, since, you know, it's hard road, but, you know, we know that if we're in a proper relationship with peace and understanding and all that, you know, it could go a long way. So, in all further ado, guys, give me the like for thumbs up, showing that you're supporting me and also maybe engaging. Also, feel free to comment below if you feel that there's any topics that needs to be addressed. However, I will gladly do so, but bear in mind, as I said, that it should be basically based on my everyday channel, blogs. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitter and Facebook, AspieAnswersAll. Feel free to also, if you haven't done so, share my videos around to family and friends, because as I said before, one of my videos over that I feel that some of these close to my heart needs to be shared out to the ones that are in need of it. Also, feel free to basically also subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, because as I said, I'm hoping to maybe shorten my schedule right now of what I'm doing. Maybe it's going to be only 3 times a week instead of the whole week as a daily. Just bearing that in mind, I'm just all about communicating with you guys and honesty and, you know, transparency. So, and all for the guys, do what you love what you do, love one another, be at peace with yourself and others around you. Till next time, take care. I'll see you all again soon.